As 3 Alberta First Nations groups strike a deal with Ottawa to administer their own child welfare, an Alberta-based lawyer who helps Indigenous families navigate the justice system tells me while the move is an important first step, the province did not endorse a similar agreement earlier this year.
Anytime an Indigenous group takes the step to assert jurisdiction, provide their own child and family services, it is a step towards preventing all these harms that have happened in the past.
Loon River First Nation, Lubicon First Nation, and Peerless Trout First Nation will now be in charge of child welfare services in their jurisdiction. It comes after Ottawa passed legislation in 2020 allowing First Nations communities to sign their own agreements without the provinces. While the province on hand to celebrate this agreement, Coman tells me he's wondering why the Alberta government did not endorse a similar agreement with Louis Bull First Nation earlier this year, noting Alberta is an intervener in a Supreme Court case between Quebec and Ottawa over Indigenous child welfare jurisdiction.
So that's where there's this conflict, is that the agreement is being entered pursuant to the legislation. All the right words are being said, but at the same time, Alberta is challenging the constitutionality of the legislation that allows Indigenous groups to craft their own legislation.
I reached out to the Alberta Ministry of Indigenous Relations and Children's Services. In a statement, a spokesperson for the Ministry of Children's Services saying First Nations children benefit with cultural and family connections, adding they'll work with the communities in transferring child care responsibilities while working with other First Nations in the province to develop more agreements. Reporting from Edmonton, Darcy Ropchan, City News.